Tik Tok show. I'm the Trev. It's too sweet. Anyway, continuing on with my favorite players of all time from every team. And this is a team I've been watching pretty much play my entire life. They're young enough. I'm old enough. It works. For the record, every team I haven't done yet is written. All I have to do is record them. So this project should be coming to an end, hopefully by the end of the year. Anyway, let's talk about the Florida Panthers. It's a small little history lesson here. Panthers have been around since 1993. So again, when they came into the league, I was a teenager. And while they have yet to win the Stanley Cup, they are actually getting competitive again. They have, however, been to the Stanley Cup Finals once in their existence, and that was in their third year in 1996, where they ultimately got swept out by the Avalanche. But as I just said, they are getting competitive again, because there was a brief period where it was like Panthers, playoffs, pipe dream, the three Ps. So, having said that, they have had some good players come and go through their system. Some of them are still there. I'm going to give you my favorites from everybody that's been there or is there. Let's start off with the goalies, go to defense, and I'll give you three forwards like I always do. Let's check it out. Starting off with goalie Bob. Yeah, he's only been there 3 years. There are probably goalies that could probably take this place. But to be perfectly honest, I've always been a fan of goalie Bob. I mean, even though I give the Flyers a lot of crap, and they deserve it, he was the best part of the Flyers for me back in when he was playing with the Flyers. And the fact that in the 3 years he's been there, they've never missed the playoffs. The last season they just had, their best in club history. Hopefully that's an indicator of things to come. Next on the list is Beaumeister. Yeah, he was only there 6 seasons. And yeah, he was a former first-round pick. He could have went first overall, but he didn't. The fact that he gave you 40 points, give or take, almost every season he was there, in the 6 seasons he was there. For a solid stay-at-home shutdown defenseman, 40 points is a pretty damn good total. Very underrated defenseman. I mean, I'm glad he got to win a cup before his career ended, but very underrated. Continuing with Ed Jovanovsky. Yeah, he's not the flashiest defenseman. He didn't have to be the best defenseman. I mean, first overall pick aside, 7 seasons over 2 stints with the club. He didn't have to be good. He was big, and he could throw his body around like nobody's business, and that was probably all that really mattered. That's what drew me to him, was the fact that he was a solid throw-the-hit-around defenseman. So, it's a shame they didn't really do as successful with him on the team, but when it came to a team identity, at least on the blue line, you knew you were going to get hit. Going to forwards with Scott Mellanby. Yeah, I know, random. First goal in franchise history. The rat thing was because of him, when he killed a rat in the dressing room. For a very versatile power forward, though, out of the 8 seasons, give or take any good year, you were given anywhere between 40 and 60 points. 1 year, there was 70 points. And he was captain of the team for a while. Again, solid grinder, solid power forward. What the Panthers needed in the early days. It wouldn't be a list without Alexander Barkov. And it's not because he's a great goal scorer now. And the fact that he's only entering his 10th season in his career. He's one of the only guys I've watched, past and present, that can actually play a complete 200-foot game. And play it well. That's why he's on this list. That's why he's one of my favorites. Because he can actually play the 200-foot game. I'm sure if you gave him international-sized ice, it'd be a much better story. And rounding out the list, and you probably have to put him here just by proxy alone, Pavel Bure. What's not to like? 2-time Richard winner in Florida. He's the first and only 50, well, no, he's not the only one anymore. The first 50-goal scorer and the first back-to-back 50-goal scorer in franchise history. why his number is not retired in Florida, despite the fact he only played 4 seasons there. And that's probably why. Remains a mystery, but as far as a good goal scorer, he's your guy. And he was always fun to watch before his knees gave out. Thankfully, he did that in New York and not in Florida, even though, I'm sure being the way he played in Florida, in Vancouver, helped contribute to that. But either way, this is my list of favorite Florida Panthers of all time. It's Trevs Show. I want to thank you for tuning in. Don't think I don't appreciate the gesture, especially if you're right here. And if you are right here, feel free to give me that like. I think I've earned it. If you want to, there's that red button. I keep telling you guys all about that big red button that says subscribe. That'll never say anything else other than subscribe. You should consider hitting it. I know I'd like it if you did. Just saying. Socials, they're in the description down below. Let's move forward. Well, like I said, these ones are all ready. I just have to record them now. But either way, I've got all the rest of them. So until then, in the meantime, in between time, be looking for more videos from Trev. Later.